Hold one moment. It's been a while since I've read poetry, and so I'm going to read stuff from Light versus Dark, the book of poetry. I wrote this 2013, self-published it in 2014. Some of you have read it, and there's stuff in here that some people might just not like. Other people will love it, and so I'm going to read stuff from both the light and dark side, and hopefully it'll help inspire me to write more poetry, since I haven't done that in a while, and I kind of let that part of me be pushed down and hidden for some time. Not intentional. I never intended to do that, because I love writing poetry. I love especially taking topics from people, something that's close to somebody's heart, and creating a piece, even if it's just a one-word topic. That's one thing I really love doing, is taking that one piece and creating something beautiful for whoever needs it. And I haven't done that in a while, and I'm getting all teary-eyed talking about it. But all right, I'm gonna just randomly open to different random poems, because I wrote them, and so and I'm also playing with the my synthesizer, just to have some kind of little noise in the background, so it's just not just me talking, but a little ambiance, I guess you can say. And so let's start with the one poem that started it all. It's in my introduction, and it's the very first poem that I wrote before I took into classes on poetry writing and English classes, and it had to do with it was right after 9/11 happened. It was literally right after, the second plane hit on live television, and I still remember the swell of emotion that filled me, and I didn't know what to do or say at that moment, and so I just sat down and started writing. And then when I got done writing, I read what I wrote, and it was a poem. And that poem it was as if it was through the eyes of children that would be affected ultimately by that particular action. And it's called Continued Controversy, because we see wars, we hear rumors about wars that are going to happen, and this stuff happens all the time. But so Continued Controversy. Controversy plagues us all. Throughout our lives, things that look big eventually look small. As they say they protect us, then suddenly take a fall. Our shields are broken, defense not open. The bombs have been dropping 10 or 20 at a time. Everyone is reaching and crossing the lines. Through the eyes of a child, we can fully understand these times. All of the parents are dying, fighting for their lives, trying to protect their families who could eventually die too. But what will actually happen? What will we do as the children start fighting others too? Learning to hate both me and you, and growing in resentment, they start to kill and we retaliate. It's like an all out war. It seems as if it will never end. It keeps going through countries, through households, and families until everyone falls. And that was the initial me writing poetry, because it went from that to the angsty kind of teenage, early 20s angst kind of stuff, and then it finally went back. So it started out not the angsty stuff, and then it became the angsty stuff as I went through that stage, and then I came back to more solid foundation and stuff. And I got water in this blank mug. It should be coffee because it's a coffee mug, but it's water or tea or coffee, doesn't matter. But yeah, and so let's see. So we're gonna randomly select a poem from the Book of Light, even though it's one book, Light versus Dark. But you know what I'm saying. Sweet Sunsets. That's what I'm gonna read. As the sun sinks lower beyond the horizon, all one can see is a new spectrum of light. From deep crimson to shades of purple and blue, the sky is filled with a dancing life. Warm emotions can be felt across the land as everyone safely rests and all is just right. Smiles can be seen as the spirit is lifted through this beautiful sight, free from strife. Nature's creatures, all calm as they are grateful for the sun, giving them a day full of fun. The rhythm of beating drums begins to be heard around the majestic fire's glow. Tribesmen begin to dance and welcome the night while giving reverence to the sun. The sky, full of color, seems to dance with every move made by the tribe's effortless flow. Children and their parents alike look to the sky in awe of the glorious sight. For they know that this is a gift from above, giving them a muse for creation. New stories come forward as they are gathered with the tribesmen in the fire's light. Setting an example, they encourage the imaginations of their daughters and sons. The remaining rays of the sun that is now just past the horizon stretch on seamlessly. As wondrous as it may be, the men tell tales of glory in the midst of battles. As to them, the sunset is a sign of victory, a sign of bravery, and a sign of love's beauty. The children of this tribe will benefit greatly as they are being shared life's mystery. The smell of burning wood and amazing meals begin to filter into the circle, a hearty meal at the end of a meaningful and very fruitful day under the sun, creating a comfortable feeling that is as warm as the rays of magnificent color. The moon begins to take her nightly reign as the sun's daily job is now done. See, it kind of, that poem kind of has this feel to it, where it's the sun is, yes, it's another part of God's creation, right? And like, but it has a job to do. And so, like, just like us, we work. The sun works as well, but it's in a totally different like way that the sun works, because the sun's job is to help the earth sustain life. And like, um, so it's kind of, I like that, but I wrote it, so I'm pretty biased as to whether I like it or not. And so let's change things up a little bit. And we're going to go to the dark side. So the dark side. This is like when we have those different feelings and emotions of despair that we feel like we can't control it. Like, everybody goes through it. Even like, yeah, everybody, because we're human after all. And so this is one that touches on the feeling and emotion like of emptiness, which a lot of times before I read it, a lot of you know it's usually an illusion, but like, and so this one is called Emptiness. Echoes of nothingness filled my mind when I realized I was only just the shell, locked inside, tucked away from everything, including myself. I begin to rail. What is the reason of this? What has brought me here to be alone in this cell? No amount of begging or pleading will bring me any form of forgiveness or bail. I succumb to the sweet scent of evil's magnificent baited lure. Walking from town to town, I took what I could with no mercy, pillaging innocent victims of all their belongings. I couldn't stop. There was no cure. Whenever I caught wind of justice bearing down, I would just run. I would flee. Back home with the family, I felt I was safe. No one to catch me, no one to race. I lied to my children and I cheated on my wife. She'd never catch me. This was my life. She knew I was lying. She knew I was fake. She could hear it in my heart's irregular pace. One day she was crying and wanted to fight, so she ran over and stabbed me with a knife. I fell to the ground with such a force. I thought I died. I deserved no remorse. 3 hours later, I awoke in a bed. You're in the hospital, a soft voice said. My children sobbing at my side, please don't die, they said in a voice that was coarse. With a look as long as a horse, the doctor said, I am sorry, we did all we could, but your wife is dead. At that point, I knew it was all because of me. If I just changed, this would never be. My children vanished as they spoke scornfully. Because of you, we were never born. You killed your wife. You're lucky you're not dead, says the doctor sitting next to me. The walls now shaking with an amazing force, I seen emerging from the dark a set of horns. Death is my sentence. I was just showed at the most. My wife and kids are merely ghosts. I took them away on that single day. I was drinking and driving as a bus came my way. No longer can I lie, cheat, or steal. And now I don't have a family of about whom to boast. And so now I'm locked in a padded cell, locked in my head, waiting to go to hell on my final judgment day. I am trapped with the memory that I killed my wife and unborn children to try to justify my actions to myself. I rely on illusions of family life and health. No matter how hard I try, I know I will never see them. I won't be in heaven. God can't forgive me because I won't let him. I deserve to rot on the devil's shelf. Emptiness is now all I am. As I lie down one last time without my family, my clan. Yeah. I don't know where like some of these ideas came from because I'm not married, never been married. Been cheated on, never cheated. But and those the one that I know for sure cheated on me. Like, if you happen to be watching this, know that I forgave you a long time ago for all that stuff. So, like, just know that. Anyway, like, um, but yeah, twists and turns. See, I like telling stories too. So, like, some of the way I write poetry and like I need to get back to it and write longer poems and longer books because I know I have it in me. Because I like to tell, I like the stories because you can, through storytelling, you can actually help a lot of people that might be going through something and then like they see, oh, like I'm not the only person or whatever with like different weird thoughts and stuff and like but should I stay in the dark or go to the light or do like a so it'd be like a what's the game table tennis. So like let's say the light side I just hit the ball so it bounced off the table so there's dark and now it's hitting coming up and the person on the other side is about to hit the ball. And so when that hits, it's still dark. And then it comes back over to the light side. So it's like a little ping pong. Okay, maybe I'll do it. I'll do that. I'll read 2 more poems, and then I'm going to call it for the night. And so I'm going to stay in the dark side and then go back to the light side after that. Let's see, what should I read? All right, this time I'm going to read the poem and then I'll give you the title. And then after I figure out which one I'm going to read. All right, I will read Torment. I can't read that one now because I said I was going to read the poem first. And then, oh well, I'm in control of this YouTube channel. So after all, so I will read Torment. And then maybe I'll just repeat the title afterwards. Who knows? I'm going to read it and then I'll go back to the light side. Hello? Is there anybody out there? I'm alone and I'm scared. I'm terrified that I have lost the last of what remains of my sanity. I was traveling alone on my way home from work, driving in the only path I dare. I didn't want to be late, but now I haven't a clue as to where I could be. Time. I have lost track, and all I can see is the damp darkness that surrounds. Is this hell? Because I must be dead. All I can remember is seeing the color red. That noise I heard, something rustling. And I think it's heading this way. It's coming with the sound of metal scraping and heavy breathing across the ground. Glimpses of light keep befalling my eyes with terrible, monstrous images. You're not real, is what I hear. However, I'm not sure if it was me that yelled it out. I keep seeing what I don't want to see, as if my favorite book being burned at the pages. There's something in my head. I can feel it burrowing. Please, I plead, get it out. Is that a star I see coming down from the heavens? Coming to rescue me? It's moving quite fast, and it's looking like it wants to just hunt me. I want to run, but my limbs will not move, as if they no longer are a part of me. What can I do? How can this be? Why can't I get my body to do what I need? My lungs feel as though they are filling with liquid. I can no longer breathe. It's like someone took a knife and started twisting it in my failing chest. An old man, I can see him approaching me with such a strange ease. That look on his face, is he the one that put me here? Is he going to help, unlike the rest? There's a fire burning in front of me, and that old man is walking away. Why would someone do this to me? What is this? Where is the reason? It burns, yet I cannot feel anything. I don't want to go. I want to stay. I can't let them take me, but they're too strong, and it's their killing season. There is a horde of demons within my mind. I don't know how this can be real. I think I can remember signing a contract and knowing that I would get my fill. It must have been the devil, the man who I shook his hand as we made that deal. This must be the agreement. They must have decided to collect my bill on my bill. All hope has been lost in this bleak place, which only some consider an existence. The sky is red like blood, and the rivers are all as black as the eye can see. The sun doesn't shine like it used to, has become dim as an ember burning on incense. The only animals left are scavengers that feed on death. They have their sights on me. As I stand and ponder in fear and unbearable pain, I can see the messages carved in skin. I am to remain here for a quarter of eternity, for the fool that I have been. Giving into every temptation that came from outside sources as well as from within. Torment is the only beginning for me to repair all of the damaged seams. See, it's like somebody, there's the hellish like aspect to it, but in a way, it's kind of like how psychologically speaking, some people will beat themselves up for the things that they have done in the past instead of actually like, that's where I was going with that one. And like, instead of actually paying attention and like forgiving themselves, or like allowing themselves not only to forgive those that wrong them, but to forgive themselves for wronging others as well. Like, because like, that happens, and like when we don't forgive others and ourselves, we end up eating ourselves up basically, and like just like beating ourselves down to the ground. And like as a Christian, I know that like because of Christ we can forgive people, and I also know that we can't forget to also forgive ourselves, because if you can't forgive yourself, then like how are you expected to forgive others if you're not able to even forgive yourself for things? And like, so you make a mistake, but it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person or anything like that. But like that's the gist of that poem. Like it sounds like super dark and stuff because I put demons and stuff in there, but like you gotta learn to be able to like forgive yourself and live with your past mistakes, depending on what the consequences. Because like forgiveness doesn't mean consequence free. That's what a lot of people think. They're like, oh, I can't never forgive that person for wronging me in this way, because of what they did was so vile. And it's like, yo, forgiveness isn't about that. It's not about, like, when you forgive somebody else, you're not giving them a free pass. You're not forgetting the things that they've done. It's depending on what those things are, because like some things will stay with you even after you forgive that person. But the forgiveness is more of a, I'm letting go of it. I'm going to let go of this, like, hatred. I'm going to let go of the wrong that this person did to me, and I'm going to let God take care of it. Put it in his hands after I forgive this person, because like if I don't forgive this person, I'm going to just keep building resentment, keep building hate, keep building self like inflicted like hatred and like stuff as well. Like, so like not only is like the hatred going out towards the person that like did the wrong, it's also affecting you mentally and physically, because your psychological state a lot of times will directly affect your physical state as well. And like uh, so don't hold on to things, and forgive people for the things that they've done for you, because it's forgiving others, it's for your benefit, not their benefit. All right, so on to the last poem, which is going to be The Light Side. Let's find some better sounding Love unconditional. That'll be the ending of this video. Values set forth to create a balance of a life that is true, without limiting the good that one person can do, showing others the very heart of every single matter, can lead the masses away from a burdening slaughter. To have and to hold another in one's arms is to keep each other away from any harm, loving so deep that everyone can see. You can feel the pain. You can feel the pain that in the other may be. In a manner of speaking, the heart is the guide of the mind, taking you by the hand to find those who are meant for you. Whether a person or an emotion coming into your family line, the heart will ring so that you may see, even if you are blind. Missing each other when away for periods of time, your pulse sleeps as they step again into focus. Tears may begin to flow as the other needs to go. But when reunited, the dams swell and all is fine. Fear may come as an unseen danger enters the air, giving a sense that all is lost. It shakes our trusting center. Relief soon overwhelms as we have survived the scare, letting our love penetrate so that a calm may then enter. When our love is unconditional, we stand tall and strong, defeating all fear and hatred that may be slung our way. Following our heart to do what matters is never wrong. This is the way that we should live from day to day, giving hope to others, showing them the way. Let your heart be bold, and all good will stay. That is the 4 poems from this book that I wrote back in 2013, self-published in 2014. You can buy it on Amazon.com. Anyways, that will end my video for today. I hope everybody has a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. And yes, those were all out of order, but that's all right. Have a great time, and I hope you enjoyed this little here video. Until next time, JT Anderson signing off.